Martin Peele. I'm 68 years old and I'm the facilities manager here at the Charlotte Church. I was laid off from my previous job, and about 6 months later, this opening came up. A couple months later, they called me back and said, "Hey, when can you start?" I kind of care for the building, the property. Probably what I do the most of is cleaning. Handle the post-service re-cleaning of the sanctuary, the foyer, on the days that we have children's ministry, which is weekly. I clean the classrooms. I take care of the grounds. Daily, I blow off the entryways and the sidewalks around the property. Pick up all the litter on the property. I think I'm covering everything.
Do you have any plans in the upcoming future?
I'm resigning. I'm old enough to retire. I've been drawing Social Security for a couple of years, and I've got some things I'd like to do. So about 3 or 4 months ago, I let them know it's time to start looking for a replacement. I've got an end date, March 15th. I've set up to be my last work day. Since I retired, I've gotten busier. I worked my last day, March 15th. I took Thursday and Friday and the weekend off, and Monday morning I started school for commercial driver's license, seeking a Class A license to drive 18-wheelers. I can't quite afford to live on Social Security, so I thought I'd do something a couple of days a week. I've got some ideas of a lot of things I'd like to do. It's only been recently, talking with my daughter, that I actually considered a bucket list. Some of the things you could do right away, well, the truck driving school, that was added to my bucket list, although for years I've had an interest in getting a CDL.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How was your drive back?
It was good. It was nice and smooth.
Didn't have to stop and take a nap?
Nope.
Well, just to fill you in a little bit, the first thing, I did my pre-trip test and did fine on that. In fact, he said you blew it away.
Good.
I got to my straight backing, and I hit a cone on it. I had to pull up twice. I haven't hit a cone on there in weeks.
Dang.
But I did.
Okay.
But then I got my 45 offset perfect. I got my 90 perfect. I was kind of rough on the road trip, but all in all, I passed.
Yay!
I get my license.
Very nice. Congratulations.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Some of the things that I've had an interest in doing have found themselves added to that list. A couple of things have gotten added because they sounded like fun to do. Today we're going to be whitewater rafting. This will be a first for me. I'm unsure what to expect. I kind of don't want to take a dive in the water, but if I get wet, that might be the start of a different enjoyment.
You guys are the power of the boat, okay? I'm steering in the back. So I'm going to say 1, 2, or 3 forward, and that's how many strokes we're going to take forward, okay? And 2 forward now. 1, 2. 2 more forward now. 1, and 2. 1 forward now.
It was a blast. I wasn't sure what to expect. Thought it would be exciting, but it was way beyond.
I think for me, there was this one thing we did. It was called a turtle roll, and they had everybody on the left side paddled like forwards, and then everybody on the right side paddled backwards, and we like spun. and we just spun as we went down this little like waterfall kind of thing, and that was really, really fun. Yeah.
Are you okay? Your head hit my knee. You good? Yeah.
You okay?
Yep.
Steady?
I would definitely do it again. Yeah.
Now, let's go. Doing things with my kids, that's kind of goes without saying. Anytime I can add time with them, yeah, we can call that bucket list items. We're having a family camping trip. My kids and I are on Ocracoke Island, at the Ocracoke campsite. We got to a campsite that I didn't know what to expect. And when we got here, it was like, okay, this wasn't what I imagined. Where is actually the tent site? We had hills, we had low places, we had uneven places, and we had flat places. The flattest place, unfortunately, was also the lowest place. We had a couple of different tents. One of them, the biggest tent, didn't have a footprint or a ground sheet for it. So I rolled out a tarp, erected the tent on the fiberglass poles, and then staked it in place. It went together smoothly. Did a little bit of touring around, and we spent one evening playing cards, but mostly beach, soaking up the sun as much as soaking in the waves. Trying to do some body surfing, but it's pretty choppy, not good waves. The bottom's real uneven. The biggest thing for me is to get to spend time with my kids, and in that, I don't really care what I'm doing. It could be taking a nap on the beach beside each other. It could be playing card games. It could be going shopping. It could be adventurous stuff. But the what is not that important to me. I love the Outer Banks. Love the beaches, period. But I used to live a little further north on the Outer Banks on Roanoke Island, a little fishing village called Wanchese. I've camped one time on Hatteras Island, and as much as I like it, I thought, what a great place to spend time that I haven't done.
What other kind of things are you hoping to do while you're retired?
I really want to do a lot of traveling, but financially I'm not able to do that right now, so I need to continue to work in my new career, God willing. So I'd like to travel some. I'd like to learn to fly. This airport is kind of historic. During World War II, it was an air base, a glider base. They were loaded up, towed to Europe. One bomber would pull two gliders. They would kind of sneak in behind the enemy lines and land with a glider full of soldiers. It wasn't the Air Force, it was just the Army's means of getting fighters into enemy territory. In fact, my rope swing, when I was a kid, my rope swing in the backyard was one of the glider ropes. My first lesson, we went through the pre-flight, checking everything outside, making sure everything looks in good shape, nothing standing out, checking the oil and the stuff in the engine, checking the magnetos, tire pressure. Then in the aircraft, just before you lift off, you go to an area and run up the RPMs and then check air pressure, magnetos are charging the battery, checking all your instruments, making sure they're what they should be. After you do the run up, then you taxi out onto the runway, get clearance and rev it up. In this plane, up to about 65 knots ground speed was where we lifted off, I think.
Take about 3 seconds to get the full power.
we did some maneuvers up there. He walked me through 90-degree turns. An example, for the left, I'd look out toward the horizon looking for a landmark, and when I found it, then I would bank into the turn using the left rudder and left ailerons until I was facing that landmark, level back out. And we did that in 4 stages to make it all the way around. Those were low angle turns. Then we did a high angle turns, and we banked about 45 degrees, I think it was, or no, 65 degrees. So that was pretty good. I have never really pictured dotage. I've always felt like I am right now. As a teenager, I didn't envision tomorrow. As a young adult, I didn't plan for the midlife. And as middle-aged, I was content with where I was at that point in time. The older I am, though, the more I realize, hey, I'd like to do this, I'd like to do that. I'd like to be here or be there or know this or know that. So really didn't have a lot of insight into or a lot of planning into aging.